All right, so you're thinking about going for an Airspace Manager interview, huh?
Yeah, a pretty high-flying career goal.
It really is. And we're going to go deep on how to just nail it, absolutely crush it using real interview questions.
Right.
We'll be pulling some insider tips from RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
Yeah, you can think of this as your pre-flight checklist, you know?
Yeah.
But instead of making sure the wings are on,
Right.
we're making sure you are ready to soar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, it's not just knowing the answers.
Right.
It's about showing that passion and understanding this really intricate field.
It really is. And we're going to help you frame your responses to highlight your strengths and demonstrate that you're the perfect fit.
Yeah, because it is a demanding role.
Yeah.
We have a bit of a secret weapon, though.
Oh, yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI. Imagine getting feedback on your answers.
Oh, wow.
Even pinpointing areas to brush up on. We'll sprinkle in how this tech can supercharge your prep.
I love that.
Yeah, but first let's set the stage.
Okay.
What exactly does an Airspace Manager do?
Well, the RoleCatcher guide sums it up perfectly. They're the maestro of the skies.
Oh, I like that.
They're orchestrating the flow of air traffic across European airspace.
Yeah.
It's all about safety and efficiency,
Right.
responding to ever-changing demands,
Wow.
making sure that really intricate dance of planes goes off without a hitch.
That does sound high stakes, high reward.
Yeah.
Speaking of high stakes, let's jump into some of those interview questions.
Okay.
First up, describe your experience working in air traffic control or airspace management.
This is your time to shine.
Okay.
Even if you haven't held the exact title, think about transferable skills.
Right.
Have you managed projects, analyzed complex data, or led a team?
Yeah.
You've got to connect those dots to the interviewer's needs.
So it's all about framing your experience to show how you'd be ready for that airspace management arena.
Absolutely.
I love that RoleCatcher has a section on career stages.
Yeah.
Whether you're fresh out of uni or you're a seasoned pro, it helps you tailor your response.
It does. If you're entry level, you can really emphasize those internships, research projects, even coursework that shows you grasp those airspace concepts.
Okay.
For those with more experience, it's about highlighting leadership strategic initiatives.
Okay.
A proven track record of success in managing complex situations.
Okay, on to question number 2. What are some challenges you have faced in airspace management, and how did you overcome them? Everyone loves a good problem solver.
Right.
What kind of challenge would really impress an interviewer in this field?
You've got to choose a challenge that showcases your understanding of those unique complexities of European airspace. So think about a time you had to make a critical decision under pressure.
Right.
Perhaps a weather system forced you to reroute multiple flights,
Oh, yeah.
but you had to minimize delays, or maybe a sudden surge in traffic demanded creative solutions to maintain safety and efficiency.
Okay.
Then walk them through your process. How you use tools like predictive modeling, collaborated with air traffic control, and ultimately achieved that positive outcome.
So you're not just following procedures, you're thinking ahead, anticipating problems.
Exactly.
That structured challenge action result format is key.
Yeah, structure keeps your answer concise, impactful.
Right.
And remember, the interviewer is looking for evidence of your problem-solving skills, so don't be afraid to get specific. Quantify your results whenever possible, Like how many flights were rerouted successfully or how much delay was avoided thanks to your actions.
I like that. And this is where those core abilities mentioned in the RoleCatcher guide come in monitoring, coordination, critical thinking.
Yes.
Weaving those into your story really demonstrates a deep understanding of the role.
Yeah, imagine describing how you use your monitoring skills to anticipate those potential bottlenecks.
Yeah.
Then coordinated with multiple stakeholders to develop a contingency plan.
Right.
And then you applied critical thinking to make those real-time adjustments as the situation unfolded. That's a winning combination.
It really is. All right, moving on to question number 3. What is your experience with airspace regulations and compliance?
Oh.
Time to show off that knowledge of the rules of the sky. How detailed should the answer be?
Well, you don't need to give a lecture,
Okay, good.
but it's crucial to demonstrate a solid grasp of that regulatory landscape.
Right.
Mention any relevant certifications,
Okay.
like an air traffic control license or an airspace management certification.
Right.
Both of those are listed as associated certifications.
I see.
Then give a specific example of how you've applied these regulations in a real-world scenario.
Okay.
Perhaps you had to interpret a complex new regulation and implement procedures to ensure compliance, or maybe you played a role in training colleagues on updated safety protocols.
So it's about showing you're not just aware of the rules, but you can actually put them into practice.
Yeah.
And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can really help.
Oh, yeah.
Their platform can analyze your resume and flag any potential skills gaps related to regulations,
Wow.
giving you a heads up on areas to brush up on before the interview.
Yeah.
It's like having a personalized coach
Yeah.
pointing out your blind spots.
I like that.
It's an incredibly valuable tool for targeted preparation.
It is.
Speaking of preparation, let's move on to question number 4.
Okay.
How do you prioritize and manage airspace resources during high-traffic periods? This one really puts your strategic thinking skills to the test.
It does.
It sounds like the interviewer wants to know if you can handle that pressure cooker of peak travel times.
Right?
What keywords or concepts should we be sure to hit in our response?
You want to emphasize safety first and foremost.
Good
Beyond that, you need to highlight your ability to make quick, informed decisions,
Right.
efficiently allocate resources like runway slots and airspace sectors,
Yeah.
and to collaborate effectively with stakeholders like airlines, airports, and government agencies.
It sounds like a high-stakes juggling act.
It is.
Any tips for illustrating those skills with concrete examples?
You want to think about a time when you had to manage those competing demands during a high traffic period.
Right.
Maybe you had to prioritize a medical emergency landing while minimizing disruption to other flights, or perhaps you had to coordinate with multiple airports to manage the flow of arriving and departing aircraft during a major weather event.
Oh, wow.
Describe the steps you took, the challenges you faced, and how you ultimately ensured both safety and efficiency.
That's a great way to showcase your ability to think on your feet and handle pressure.
Yeah.
And speaking of thinking ahead, the guide mentions how AI and machine learning are transforming airspace management.
Right.
Would mentioning these technologies be a good way to show your forward thinking?
Absolutely. Demonstrating awareness of those industry trends and emerging technologies shows you're committed to staying ahead of the curve.
Right.
You could even mention how you've explored using AI-powered tools for predictive modeling or traffic flow optimization.
That's fantastic advice.
Yeah.
We've covered 4 key questions, and I'm already feeling more confident about tackling that interview.
Yeah.
But we've just started. Stay tuned for part 2.
Yes.
We'll delve into even more challenging questions and explore how to leverage those all-important soft skills.
Sounds good. Welcome back. We're diving right back into how to ace that Airspace Manager interview.
Yeah, we're going to unpack even more challenging questions.
Yes.
Give you the tools to just impress those interviewers. Think of us as your wingmen,
That's right.
providing air support as you navigate this career journey.
Love it.
Now, we won't have time to cover every single question from the RoleCatcher guide,
Right.
but are there any overarching themes or types of questions we should be prepared for?
Absolutely. You'll likely encounter questions about safety protocols.
Okay.
Think about how you would handle a potential emergency situation
Yeah.
or, enforce strict adherence to regulations.
Makes sense.
International regulations are crucial as well.
Oh, right, because...
European airspace interacts with global traffic flows.
Yeah.
Be ready to discuss, your familiarity with key international standards and
Right.
how you'd navigate those complexities.
So it's about showcasing that global perspective,
Right.
an understanding of how European airspace fits into that bigger picture.
Exactly.
What about staying up to date with the latest innovations in the field? Is that something interviewers are looking for?
Definitely, this field is constantly evolving.
I bet.
Technologies like AI and automation are playing an increasingly important role.
I can imagine.
So be prepared to discuss how you stay current on industry trends.
Sure.
Perhaps mentioning professional development courses, conferences you've attended, or publications you follow, showcasing that commitment to continuous learning is key.
It's like demonstrating that you're not just a pilot,
Right?
but a lifelong student of aviation, always eager to expand your knowledge.
Exactly.
Speaking of those all-important soft skills,
Yes.
the guide emphasizes leadership and teamwork as essential for an airspace manager. How can we best highlight those abilities in our responses?
Well, you want to think back to situations where you've effectively led or collaborated with a team.
Okay.
Perhaps you mentored a junior colleague, coordinated a complex project with multiple stakeholders, or resolved a conflict within your team.
Right?
Use those experiences to illustrate your communication skills, your ability to delegate and motivate others,
Right.
and your commitment to fostering a positive and collaborative work environment.
So it's about showing them you're not just managing airspace.
Yeah.
You're managing people too.
Exactly. And those core abilities from the guy, monitoring, coordination, critical thinking,
Right.
they're all relevant to leadership as well.
They really are.
Yeah.
Imagine describing how you use those monitoring skills to assess team performance, your coordination abilities to delegate tasks effectively,
Right.
and your critical thinking to resolve conflicts and make those strategic decisions for the team.
It all ties together.
It does. And this is where RoleCatcher can add another layer of awesome to your prep. You can actually save your favorite practice questions in their system,
Oh, wow.
keeping your study materials organized and easily accessible.
That's fantastic.
It's like having a personalized study guide tailored to your specific needs.
It is.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about the bigger picture of this career path.
Okay.
The guide does a great job outlining both the pros and cons of being an airspace manager. How important is it to be aware of those going into the interview?
You know, it's like checking the weather forecast before a flight. You want to know what you're getting into.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
What are some of the key takeaways from that section?
The guide highlights the immense responsibility
Okay.
that comes with this role. You're making decisions that directly impact the safety of hundreds, even thousands of people every day.
Wow,
It's a high-pressure environment
I can imagine.
that demands meticulous attention to detail, quick thinking, and the ability to remain calm under pressure.
Sounds like a role for those who thrive on challenge. You have a deep-seated passion for aviation safety.
It is. But of course, there are rewards too.
Oh, of course there are.
The guide points to the potential for career advancement,
Oh,
the opportunity to work with cutting-edge technologies,
I like that.
and the immense satisfaction of knowing you're playing a vital role in keeping the skies safe and efficient.
It's about being part of something bigger than yourself,
Yes.
contributing to a complex and fascinating global system.
Absolutely.
And let's not forget about RoleCatcher's resources beyond interview prep.
Right.
Their platform boasts a huge database of employers,
It does.
giving you insights into company cultures, potential career paths,
Yeah.
even salary expectations.
All very valuable.
It's like having a career GPS
It is.
guiding you towards the best opportunities.
I love it.
And then there's their Career Compass feature,
Yeah.
which helps you map out your long-term goals, identify skills you need to develop,
Right.
and even suggest relevant training or networking opportunities. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this episode, from dissecting specific interview questions to exploring that broader landscape of this demanding and rewarding career.
We have.
Before we wrap up, there's one final question I think deserves special attention. A
Oh.
question that can really set you apart from other candidates.
I agree. This question goes beyond technical knowledge and delves into your ability to navigate the human side of airspace management,
Okay,
to understand and balance the needs of various stakeholders.
that's intriguing. We'll have to save that for part 3.
Yes.
Stay tuned, because this is where the real strategic thinking comes into play. We're back for the final approach, ready to nail that Airspace Manager interview. And you've saved the best question for last, right?
I have. This is the one that really separates those who can simply manage traffic
Okay.
from those who can truly lead in this complex world of airspace. It's all about stakeholder management.
Okay, let's see. Lay that final challenge on us.
Imagine you're sitting across from the interview panel, and they ask, how do you balance the needs of different stakeholders in airspace management, including airlines, airports, and government agencies?
Whoa. Yeah, that's a tough one. You've got airlines laser focused on their schedules,
All right.
airports juggling capacity on the ground, and government agencies making sure everyone's playing by the rules. Sounds like a recipe for some serious conflict.
Exactly. It's a delicate balancing act, and the interviewer wants to see if you can handle those competing priorities
Yeah.
while keeping safety and efficiency at the forefront.
So how do we prove we're up to the task? Do we just say, I'm a great communicator, and call it a day?
Definitely not. You need to go beyond buzzwords.
Right.
And provide concrete examples of how you've successfully navigated similar situations in the past.
Okay.
Perhaps you facilitated a meeting to resolve a scheduling conflict between an airline and an airport. Or maybe you negotiated a compromise that satisfied both a government agency's safety concerns and an airline's need for operational flexibility.
So it's about showcasing those diplomacy skills, highlighting times when you brought different parties together to find that win-win solution.
Exact.
And of course, safety always comes first, right?
Absolutely. Make it crystal clear that while you understand the needs of various stakeholders, safety is non-negotiable.
Right.
You could even mention specific safety protocols or regulations that guide your decision-making process, demonstrating that you're not willing to compromise on those standards.
It's about showing them you're not just a rule follower, but a strategic thinker
Right.
who can make those tough calls while keeping everyone safe.
Precisely. You're demonstrating that you have the judgment, the communication skills, and the leadership qualities to be an effective airspace manager.
Yeah.
One who can build consensus and navigate complex situations with confidence.
So what does this all mean for our aspiring airspace managers? We've journeyed through a range of interview questions,
Yes.
from technical to strategic, and we've sprinkled in some powerful insights from RoleCatcher's career guide and AI platform.
You've got the tools
Yeah,
and strategies to showcase your skills, your passion for aviation,
right.
and your readiness to take on this demanding but rewarding role.
Remember, confidence is key. Walk into that interview room knowing you've prepared thoroughly and let your enthusiasm shine through.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of airspace management interviews. We're confident you've got what it takes to soar to new heights.